gonna show you how to make Southern style collards, just like my grandmother used to make. So let's talk about collards for a minute. They are green, and used to they got them out of the field, so they had dirt all over them and you would need to wash the collards. So I'm briefly gonna show you how to do that. But collard greens are kind of an interesting vegetable. I did not eat them as a child, but I kind of grew accustomed to the taste, and I'm proud to say I have 2 teenage boys who both like to eat collards, so that is great. So let's talk about washing them. So to clean the collards, I like to first fill the sink with water and put a little white vinegar in it because that helps to clean it. Then I like to cut my stems off just because that needs to be done anyway. And we're gonna cut our stems and stick them in the sink. Okay, so once you have all your collards in the sink, you're just gonna move them around gently. You don't wanna tear the leaves, but basically just to kind of get them clean. So next, once you think the collards are clean enough, you're just gonna take them out, lay them on paper towels to get a little of the water off, and get ready for the next step. So now the next step, we are going to cut this main stem out of all the collards. So come on over. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're just going to cut this main stem out of the center of each collard and then lie it in a little stack. This is a little bit time consuming, this process, but it's fairly important because you don't want to eat the stems. They are not nearly as tender as the collard leaf. Okay, so now it is time for us to cut up the collard. So what you want to do, if you notice, I stacked these according to size, kind of large, medium, small. And you want about maybe 4 or 5 leaves in your stack. All right, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna lay it just like this, okay? And you're going to start on the end and roll it up. My mother taught me how to do this. Okay, all right, so once you have your roll, you're gonna come down to the end and you're gonna start slicing it in little rolls, maybe about 1 inch in length. Now, there is different opinions on whether or not this is enough cutting or if you should take one of these rolls, which here's what the roll looks like. Some people like to cut the rolls in half like that, and then others like to leave it in just the rolls. It's entirely up to you. So you're just gonna gather your leaves up and put them in a bowl. This is a Pyrex Cinderella bowl. They are from the 70s, and I have a set of 4 that my husband got for me, and I just love them. Okay, so now we have the collards. They are ready for cooking. But first I want to talk about the seasoning. So there is lots of different opinions on this. My grandmother used fatback for seasoning. My mom taught me to use bacon, which is what we're going to use today. Other people suggest like a smoked turkey leg, or you can use a ham, like an old ham bone, and cook it with your collards. Bottom line, you need some kind of meat for seasoning it. So, like I said, today we're gonna do bacon. First, you're gonna cut up your bacon in little small pieces. So once you get the bacon chopped up somewhat, you can put it in the pan. So we're putting it in a deep pot because it needs to go to cook in the pot we're going to cook the collards in. So I'll let that simmer for a bit. Once your bacon is nearly cooked, you can add some diced onion. Some people don't add onion. It's really according to your preference. Also, you can add garlic according to your preference after the onion has cooked for a few minutes. Now we are ready to add the collards in, but we need some liquid. There is different opinions on whether to use water or chicken broth or Better Than Bullion. So you can really use whatever you have on hand. Today we're going to use Better Than Bullion. So the Better Than Bullion is 1 teaspoon is basically equal to 1 cube of the bouillon cube. So we're going to put that in our water. I'm going to go ahead and use 2. So we want to get that going for our liquid. Okay, with the bacon cooking, you want to go ahead and start to add your collards in the pan. We are going to quickly add some liquid though. You probably won't be able to add all of it because it will need to cook down some. Now we're going to pour in the chicken broth, but I'm only going to put in probably enough for about 1 inch in the bottom of the pan because we don't really want to boil the collards, we want to steam them. You can already tell the collards are cooking down a little bit, so I think we can go ahead and add the rest of them. Okay, give it a quick stir. Let's see how much liquid I've got in the bottom. I hardly have any, so I'm going to add some more. All right, quick stir. All right, I'm going to put the lid on. And now we wait. The collards have been cooking for about 30 to 40 minutes. I think they are ready for a taste test. Okay, it's time for a taste test. Okay. So collards can be bitter. So I'm tasting them to see if they're bitter or if they need salt, because that's the last 2 things we could add is salt and sugar. All right, here we go. That's good. I'm not sure they need anything. So, no salt. I think the chicken Better Than Bullion had a little salt in it. Mine don't even need any salt. Sugar, I might add a tablespoon and that's it. These are delicious. My grandma will be so proud.